What's up, guys? Your boy Sesko from Video Games Underground, and I am back on Quidd, and for a little bit of a controversial reason. One of the things that I've always done on Quidd is try to compete. Try to compete when it comes to buying, selling, and the rankings. One of the ways that I've come to be able to do that is through burning of prints. So when I am trying to compete, or whenever I'm taking part in something, normally I will first burn some prints, buy a pack, a couple of packs, and kind of see and gauge where I'm at. And if I'm somewhere where I feel like I can compete, or if I'm somewhere where I'm very close to competing, I just need to purchase a couple of items off the secondary market, then I'll deposit some cash and I'll burn and use the deposited money to try to compete. And that's what you can see here. I had some store credits. I burned some. I bought a couple of packs. I wound up seeing that I was close. I deposited some money, and I made a purchase right there of $3.90. Another purchase there at $3.33. But I did that in order to compete in this most recent release from the Satoshiverse. And as you can see, I finished number 16. I wound up with a base and a silver version of the awards, which was pretty good in my eyes, because I didn't have to burn too much. I didn't have to deposit too much, but I was still able to compete, which was very nice. But that's how I play. And unfortunately, Quidd is doing away with the ability to burn. So for the longest time, and I'll show you here in a second, I have participated in that, in burning. I've gotten rid of stuff. Originally, when I had high numbers of extra stuff on my account, I was able to burn for a lot of money, and I'll show you that right now. But I did want to kind of go over some of the responses to the announcement that they're going away from burning. So the very first one was made by the Top Tom, and Top Tom actually is somebody who is very well versed when he makes a post. You could tell he thinks about what he's going to say, and he actually put something behind it. So this is the first of a couple of posts that he made. I would have not trust in Quidd to not do that, given the last two updates. And Michael from Quidd responded, "Hi, sorry you feel that way. I would just encourage you to have some perspective. Burning is a rare feature not found on all marketplace or platforms," which isn't true, because most every other platform out there, to include the Todd McFarlane, the Vive, they all have a burning feature, and their burning feature is more of a like an actual feature, meaning like you burn something and you get something. In the case of Vive, they just had where I think if you burn your 6 pencils, you get a desk, or in the McFarlane, if you burned your Superman, you would get a Doomsday or Darkseid. I forgot which one it was. But you actually have some functionality from burning. With Quidd, you burn, and you were given 2 cents for every first edition, 1 cent for every second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth edition. And those prints, instead of actually being destroyed, they're actually just held on an account called Quidd Burner. So those prints, they never actually got destroyed. So I'm not 100% sure why Michael would say that, but I think he means like maybe in overall, but even in like the Disney and the Tops and all these other, they all have a burning feature. So I'm not sure why he said that. In some cases where it is found, it does not come with a return of store credits to assist in spending. On the whole, we feel burning for store credit has been a great benefit provided to some of the earliest collectors. And that right there is more reason why you shouldn't do away with it. A lot of people are coming back to Quidd, and when they do, they're expecting for their accounts, which have been around for 5, 6, 7 years, to be worth a lot of money. And the truth of the matter is, they're not. All these items from 2016, 2017, 2018, most of them are worthless. And it sucks to tell people that, but it's true. You do have some grails, like the Shippashi, the puzzle, that have nosedived in value. So even those which they used to be held in such high regards have absolutely plummeted in value. From with Shibashi's, I think they were somewhere in the range of $400, and luckily I was kind of ahead of this, and I knew they were going to nosedive, and I was able to sell a couple of them and make out pretty decently with them, and I was able to walk away not too bad. But there are people that are, the most recent one was sold for under $100 if I'm not mistaken. So you have these grails that are nosediving, and unfortunately all these extras that people had are not worth anything. So the burn feature was something that actually helped immensely for people that were just looking for a way to get some value out of all the trash that they had on their account. He went on to say, additionally, we are signaling a new feature that could provide an alternative to burning, one that potentially is even better than the current version of burning. We want to signal with this announcement that this is coming, so when it launches in 2024, collectors have ample time to use current burning feature or not in advance. I wish that Michael wouldn't say stuff like that, because then now we're expecting something, and we're expecting something in 2024 that's going to replace the burn feature. We've seen many dates, many promises, many time frames come and go without deliverance of promised goods. And I kind of feel like at this point, why even say something about it? You're not explaining what it is you're going to announce, and in the long run, all you're going to really do is upset people, because you're taking something away and you're promising something without giving any information on what's coming. Hey, don't be mad. There's something cool coming, something that's going to be way better, something that's going to make it so much better that we took this away. And we're going to wait a year for that and just kind of deal with the fact that we no longer can burn for cash on game. Now all we'll be able to burn for our packs, when one of the best parts of burning was being able to buy stuff on the aftermarket. So I'm not too sure if that statement or if that promise is going to have the effect that Michael was hoping that it was going to have. Boss Ihold, which is one of the community leaders, went on to say, is this something that was once one previous roadmap by chance? And Michael responds, good question, not really. The feature is more of a consign button that can sit next to burn and sell buttons on paper, at least. It is a potential more effective way for a collector to clean out the clutter of their collection and be more lucrative for the owner, the print, while also being better for the community as a whole. It will take long to build, but we want to telegraph it with the community, so when we launch it, you're not upset that you burned a bunch of prints beforehand. So this is something that if you're going to educate us or inform us of something, do it the proper way. Just doing it in response to questions that are being asked, I just feel like that there's so much that's being left out that it raises more questions than it does provides answers. And like I said, it just here's Sam Stark. Why wasn't this said before? This is like the update for depositing all over again. I'd have burned my Marvel by now if I knew it had come back or not, and have it as aftermarket credit rather than pack. 100% agree with him. This is kind of what I was getting at, is that launching this the way that they are without giving people the proper opportunity to burn if they want and to make that money and to buy stuff on the aftermarket, but instead of forcing them to have to buy packs, this just seems like an easy way for Quidd to force you to spend money on the game. Like, they don't want you to be able to buy stuff on the aftermarket using burned money, so they're going to make you deposit money. Just like they are with the withdrawals, where now you have to deposit $20 just to be able to withdraw your money. So here's Top Tom again. I'm sorry you have a counter opinion. I'm confused where the demand of our items is coming from when the market credit is removed. I don't have any faith in the potentially even better version, where every recent change has been to the collector's detriment. I don't have any interest in SB. I collect SQ, no packs for that. I also think the excuse that other marketplaces don't have it is not that great. Most markets would have a sunsetting period between the announcement and implementation, so that people can choose. This is exactly what the other gentleman was talking about, and exactly how I feel as well. I think it's really, really crappy that they're pulling this, and I think it's, like he said, it's at the detriment to us, the people that actually utilize the feature to take part in the game. And I realize there's going to be people that say, oh, there was people that were doing wrong with this. There have always been people doing wrong on Quidd, one way or another. And if they were utilizing this in a bad way, then they were. But at the same time, post the rules, make it easy to read, make it easy to understand. You're not going to stop people from trying to launder money off of this game when there's no way for them to make money off of this game. There's nobody buying aftermarket. There's nobody, especially the older stuff that's on this game. The only thing that people can do when they come back to this game is buy packs. Let's say they have money, or they have credit now. They're going to burn all this and get packs and pray to God they pull something good from these packs to try to get money out of it, because that's going to be the only way for them to profit from this now. And have other mechanisms for balancing demand side issues, which would be comparable mechanics. When to the most extent, Quidd has been overly reliant on two, chases and credit. When one of them is removed and no chase is ongoing, where's the demand coming from? Chases are limited around a small subsection of items. I'm concerned that with the market credit removed, where the wider demand is expected to come from. And he's 100% right. There is not going to be any demand. As it is, there's not demand. And there's very small demand that was being made by people that are still kind of keeping the game going, keeping the game alive. And it just, man, I don't know. So Michael responds, probably a combination of factors: more affordable packs, 49 cents, better chases, new brands, first appearances, new features like consign, and ramped up marketing. So Michael is saying that we're going to start seeing packs that are cheaper, which if you're going to do that, why not just go back to coins and have it how it was before? Because with coins, you didn't, I don't know, putting a monetary value, a dollar value on packs is part of what has ruined this game, in my opinion. Once you actually started understanding the cash that you were putting into it, you started understanding the money that you were losing, then you started understanding the hardships that you face when it comes to trying to get a return out of this game. And to me, that's the biggest issue with Quidd, is that there's no return for the money that you invest in this game. If you happen to pull low ID number card or low ID print or whatever it is, there are still some people that are keeping this game alive that will purchase that off of you. But with the amount of parts that they are releasing, pieces that they are releasing per release, even those parts are coming to where they don't have very much value. I had pulled 2 SpongeBob number 1s, and I think they both sold for under $7, which I think I spent probably $60-$70, and I only made probably $20 out of everything that I sold back. So it's very difficult to justify that kind of an investment when they are releasing stuff that number one, we can't take off the game. If the SpongeBob had the ability to be taken off of the game, taken to the open sea, yes, they probably still would have been worthless, but then they would have had a lot more functionality, and it would have been okay for me to spend that money knowing that I could take them off of the game and put them into my wallet somewhere else. I would have felt a lot better about this than I do now. So let's look at somebody else, Mr. Potato Pants MD. This is honestly a smart decision. The downside is everything priced on the aftermarket is with the credits baked in. It will certainly impact my aftermarket spend. An item I would pay $8 for yesterday, I wouldn't pay the same today because I use a mix of deposit sales, bonus credit to complete my collection. And that's exactly the same way that I am. I'm not going to deposit money just to buy an item. I'll burn some, I'll sell some, and then I'll deposit the difference, but taking that away just ruins it for me. Credit to complete my collection. It is good for the long haul as it removes wash trading and reduces the fake value. It sucks for short term as the market needs to adjust to cash pricing, which is going to take a while. Tough day for sellers and buyers, but good for the long term. Cool. Vito, even though a lot of people disagree, I actually like this. I would like to still use Quidd in future, and this is going to save the economy. Yeah, for sure. But in my opinion, you should have communicated this with us and given us a chance to decide if we want to burn some of our items, which all cost money we paid for them to have in our collection before you made this change. There should be an additional time for those who want to burn for market credit before burning only applies for pack credit. Agree. Vito, good post, man. I did not know burn cards would give you credits. Just thought it was trash. Look, here's Transcant. Well, this sucks. The only reason I do burn is to buy things in aftermarket. So screw this. I'm going to burn all the bobs now that they are useless to bother selling. Quidd never made the seller's tools talked about years ago, but expect us to only buy new drops. The old stuff is what's worth collecting, but without collectors, it's useless. Bad call, Quidd. I'm heading to the furnace. Unfortunately, that will only be pack burning that you're doing. Yeah, Marvel being locked up is terrible. I got Quidd from Marvel, so it is just stuck. You know, I see a lot of people posting about Marvel. Imagine that dude that paid, what, $12,000 for the glove? How does he feel knowing that his $12,000 investment is stuck on Quidd and nothing can be done with it? That's got to be the most... I don't know, man. That's gotta hurt. I don't even know that guy's real. I found the profile that was him on Twitter, and then the profile wound up getting deleted or banned or something. And it's hard to imagine a $12,000 investment that is non-existent like that investment is. I don't know. It's just... So here we go. Despite a lot of our small communities still collects and ranks in channels that don't offer packs anymore, is the reason why people should at least get some extra time. Yeah, and I agree with him there. And unfortunately, they're not going to. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. These are some of my later burn numbers, because there's a lot of people that were like, well, you really didn't make much money when you were burning, but the truth is that you did. Here is 8, 8, 9, 10, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15. Here's some smaller ones, $6. Here's some bigger ones, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11. Again, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12. Look at these, 20, 23, 24. I mean, if you burned, and luckily I was around during the Quidd 99 challenge, the Quidd 99 Collectors Club or whatever it was. We would have thousands of single prints. So that's why you get this 34, 38, 40, 42, 42, 44. Look at this one, 9260. I burned 4,630 prints. 9260. That is insane. That's crazy. So, like I said, this is a big part of the game that's being taken away. I'm really confused as to why. Well, and I shouldn't even say that. I'm not confused as to why. I think it's because they just want you to spend more money on the game. I really feel that it's because they're trying to find ways to get you to have to spend money on the game. But I'm not sure that this is the right way to go about it. I don't think this is how you do that. Like, you're basically you've alienated so much of your user base through releasing 101 prints that completely screwed up people's ability to complete their collections. You've alienated people through changing from coins to money. You've alienated people through having special collector's editions that have made it impossible for people to collect everything that they want to collect. You've made it hard for people that rank by releasing rare items that have a 13, 15, 20 million point number on them compared to everything else in the channel, where one person could have one item that will overpower the remaining part of the channel. and be the #1 rank of the channel. And now here we are. You're alienating more people by preventing us from being able to play the way we play. And not everybody plays like that. There's a lot of people that don't play like that. I shouldn't say a lot of people. I mean, there's some people that don't play like that. But as you can see by the responses from people that are still active in the community, that are still taking part, that are still keeping this community alive, this was a bad decision. But it's not one that they're going to really care about. Quidd has, in the last, I don't know what, 5-6 months, they have done everything they can to distance themselves away from their community. Up until this point, up until all this started happening, Quidd was doing everything they could to make the community part of the game, to the extent of even hiring part of the game to be part of the Quidd team with Spider. And unfortunately, when that happened, I knew from the get-go that it was a great idea. She's a great person, but that's always a bad idea to have done, because then the community turns and starts to question. And fortunately, there's enough people that know Spider is such an amazing person that none of this is her issue. None of this is her doing. You know, she's just kind of along for the ride. And Quidd has done everything they can to separate themselves from the community. They have left the Discord server. The official Quidd Discord server is now the unofficial Quidd Discord server, which is, I mean, come on. It just seems, I don't want to say childish, but it really does seem questionable to the effectiveness of what they were trying to accomplish by doing that. Like, where were you trying? Like, maybe they got tired of seeing people calling them out on their shortcomings, but then just do better. Do better, and you won't get called out. You have people that are sitting there wondering about their $200, $300, $400, $500 investments on IR and land and all these different things that you guys came out with, and they are worthless now. And yet we're supposed to believe that we should keep investing. Like, it's very difficult to see where Quidd is going without Quidd being there to talk to us about it. And they are no longer here. They have left. And they've left us to kind of just pick up the pieces and hopefully wind up in a better place. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was just, I don't know, it hit me, and I was kind of upset about it, and I just wanted to talk about it. But I guess, let me know how you feel. Maybe you feel the same way, maybe you don't. Maybe this doesn't bother you, maybe it does. I can't, it kills me to look at the top sales, and look at this. From 30 down, they're all $1 or cheaper. From 30 down, they're all $1 or cheaper. The biggest sale in the last 24 hours is $15. I mean, man, we used to see this in those $50, $100, $200 sales. And now, I don't know. I guess we'll see. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed this video.